I'd much rather be a wanted man and keep my soul free from the soul snatcher's hands. Hiya, hey, hiya, hey, This is one man easy target, but I'm just one of my brothers who they don't know. Seeds of righteousness, when they're buried, they don't die, they just grow and grow. They taught us when we see wrong, we should take a stand. Evil thrives only when good people are silent. A man who hates opposition is a danger to all men. But the preachers and teachers of yesterday are looking the other way. If I say some pastors and priests in this land are hypocrites, I'm a wanted man. Simple truth. If I say 2 decades we've been lost and things are getting worse, I'm a wanted man. Simple truth. If I say today's school children are growing in violence, I'm a wanted man. Wanted for speaking truth, wanted for caring about the youth, wanted for wanting fairness in my land. So I'd much rather be a wanted man than take refuge in false security of a politician.
This song is not about who you are or what color you wear. It's about saving this beautiful country. Give me! It's time each one help each other. As one country, one nation. Everyone, give a helping hand. I can't do it for myself, cause no man is an island. Politics now is about wealth, like we lost the direction. Time to put a trade on the shelf, love is the medication. Not Grenada back to she health, yeah. And the time is no, we can't wait for tomorrow. And if we don't know how, we could end up in sorrow. We just got to be strong when faced with tribulation. If each one teach one, we must build this nation. Just have to reach out, reach out to someone, give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. So must be a preacher to help somebody, must be a teacher to teach somebody. You must be a doctor to heal somebody. You must be a lover to love somebody. Love somebody. Reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. can see. Stories long like get to grandnance. Man, we worse than a Nancy. The pressure reaching down to we pants. Still like they blind and they can't see. Everyone deserves a chance, yeah. And the time is no. We can't wait for tomorrow. Like we still don't know how to pay back when we borrow. See this stuff about who's wrong, who change the situation. The only solution to build this nation. We have to reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. Don't must be a minister to help somebody. Don't must be an instructor to teach somebody. Don't must be a pastor to heal somebody. Don't must be a lover to love somebody. You have to reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. Help somebody. It's like we forget about Christ while the devil on a rampage. All the youths talking about sex nice, like they forget about it. Before you talk, you could lose your life. It's the signs of the last days. I don't want us to pay the price, no. So the time is no. We can't wait for tomorrow. And if we don't know how, we could end up in sorrow. You just have to be strong when faced with tribulation. If each one teach one, we must build this nation. Reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. So must be a preacher to help somebody. So must be a teacher to teach somebody. You must be a doctor to heal somebody. You must be a lover to love somebody. You just have to reach out to someone. Give an helping hand. I want to reach out to the youth and tell them the truth. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to the youth. Show some love. Give an helping hand. Help someone. Show some love. Reach out to somebody. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa.
Ooh, yeah. I am stuck between a rock and a hard place in this modern time. God gave us a gift. We pray and we cranium. Still He gave us a mind. Think about positive endeavors to make we life rise up. But some people that don't know, thinking so low. They believe for sure, my friends, you are in control, so there's no reason to fight. I know you heard this before. Life is how you make it, so be honorable. But when you sit in a state of idleness, not making your mind simple. Now all you should know, your mind is the center of your universe. A bad thing to waste, yes man, in all different sizes, and in your head it was placed. Uplift and elevate those around me with tremendous grace. Positive is always the way to go. I want to please stay away from this, because I say, oh my, will gossip. Illiteracy, simple mind, talk about places that they could never be. Ordinary mind, speak about events and personalities, but good mind, speak about ideas, and great mind speaks philosophy.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. I want to say a special good night to each and every one of you joining us via the various mediums. Those of you on with us on 91.9, 91.5 Real FM. Those of you who have joined us via We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn.
So their life is on wait.
Those of you on the Facebook and on the YouTube, we're a bit late tonight. No, not our fault. Internet, yeah, the internet is not working properly.
Let them know they must
If we had started immediately there, you would not have seen anything, yeah.
with your mind being canal and thus
We hope that it has settled down. Yeah, it's not supposed to be getting them kind of trouble, so we hope it's settled down now.
business and still don't believe it's true. You really don't know how to uplift your stand.
No, come on, get no trouble when talking points at the start, yeah.
I know the reason for that, my friends. Ordinary mind, oh mine will gossip. Illiteracy,
Camille Teresa Scott, good night to you, my dear. Hope you're having a wonderful one. Mommy George, good night to you. And let me say, I haven't said a good night to Mr. and Mrs. Hudson. Mr. and Mrs. Macfield. Good night to both of you.
but good mind, speak about ideas. A great mind speaks philosophy.
I hope that you all are having a wonderful night tonight.
For my mind to be good,
It's like my parents, you know, two nice people.
great. That is why you could never
Let me say something wrong on the program. Feel that again, I call.
procrastinate. Something needs to be done.
Good night to you, Dr. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell.
Hesitation, that is why.
And hope that you're having a nice, restful night tonight, sir.
For calypso unification. If I
And to all members of the New National Party.
there would be more fun.
And to Grenadians on a whole, even if you're not members of the New National Party, we love each and every one of you. Yeah?
Make progress. We have to stop bickering, making fuss over what really doesn't matter. Intelligent men,
So, folks, remember to hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button.
but you can't force the horse to drink. So I say, oh my,
We've got a lot to speak about tonight.
illiteracy.
Yeah, a lot to speak about tonight.
Talk about
That's why I'm kind of upset with the internet. It making me start a little later. I wanted to be into things already, you understand? And that kind of it threw me off tonight, man. It threw me off.
about ideas. A great mind speaks philosophy.
Don't worry, we have not been hacked. That is for sure. We have not been hacked. We know that for sure. Nice, yeah.
Key to success.
If they want to hack, all they could do is Marco. We know that is a speciality. Ain't afraid of that.
Is academics. Yes, man. Whoa, whoa.
I them like the, back in the days when I was growing up in Trinidad, we used to say people like to grand charge. Yeah, that is them. They like to grand charge, yeah?
A good education in this life would be
So right now, you see them with all kind of grand charge about all you saying thing and come and say it to my face. They surrounded by a team of no less than 8 heavily armed people and saying you come and say it to the face.
your greatest
Could I be a security and say come and say it to your face? Yeah.
talent. Everything Chinese computer.
Come and say it to your face. You get the message. That's the main thing.
Future, because I want all you to be qualified with an entire.
I didn't behind 8 heavily armed people and then come in and tell people come and say it to my face.
If you must succeed, yes, man, and you never
Shoosh. Choops, man. Somebody prayed all you.
Is what you need if you must excel. And you
I know this man here ain't afraid all you. Telling all you what to tell all you wherever, whenever, however. Yeah?
is what you need. Children must prepare.
I don't afraid all you at all. I know the listeners to this program, they are not afraid.
Education is what you want, but it comes with hard work. But you could be an economist, I tell you, just like Nazimbo. When I was a young boy, I never liked going to school. Somehow I felt that I knew it all, and my friends all thought it was cool. You know what?
So, folks, let's just get into it one time, yeah? One of the things that I saw happening today, recognized that the workers out at GRENLEC, the workers at GRENLEC, they are on strike. And the first, I only get to notice that when I saw a note come out from the GRENLEC itself, you know. Yeah, I saw a note come out from them and I say, what? The workers on strike apparently, and it goes back to an issue that has been circling since last year. Yeah, last year around this time, that issue has been circulating. There is an issue in relation to one particular worker who works with GRENLEC, and apparently the perception is that that individual is being unfairly treated by the union, in that they have been carrying out a function, and instead of, according to the agreement between them and the union, instead of confirming these individuals, what the GRENLEC has been doing is they're looking to bring someone else in to take over that position. So the person has been acting in the position, doing the job. They've been doing the job. The recommendation, even by the Ministry of Labor, has been to appoint that person to the position because the position is available. The person has been doing the job. Appoint them to the position. Instead of that, GRENLEC has decided that no, they go in and hire somebody else. But remember, don't get it twisted. When we speak in GRENLEC now, Masabol Masako is the same government that say all you have to hire the person, is the same government that doing what they're doing, because they are in charge of GRENLEC. So the Minister of Labor could make a recommendation, but it is the same government who has the majority shares in GRENLEC. So it's Masabol Masako. When they come telling you like they can't get them to do this and they can't, joke they making. Government is the majority shareholder. And therefore, they have the wherewithal and they can get the job done. If there's an agreement, but remember I was the lawyer for GRENLEC too. So they might have certain issues between the Prime Minister and that particular union. Yeah? Because the Prime Minister was the lawyer that used to represent WRB back in the days when GRENLEC workers have the issues. And so, yeah, that was the lawyers that represented, was the same person who sits in the office of the Prime Minister now. Again, he wasn't there representing Tau, representing the workers. He was representing big business and big money against the workers in there. So don't expect him to utilize the ability that he has, that we know for a fact. We're not guessing, we're not saying we think he has. We know for a fact that he has the wherewithal and the power to be able to resolve this issue amicably. So these individuals, maybe they see the people as nobody. Maybe that's a problem. They probably see them as nobody. So they decide now that they ain't bothering to hire these people. They bring in whoever they want to bring in and looking to hire these people instead. So the GRENLEC workers decide, no, we ain't taking that. So they have started industrial action in relation to this particular issue. And we'll see how the outcome is like. There's a note that they sent, that GRENLEC itself sent out earlier today. And let's just see here. It says service disruption due to unauthorized work stoppage. And let me just let you know for sure, this is directly from GRENLEC. Yeah. And it says Grenada Electricity Services Limited regrets to inform our valued customers that service has been disrupted this morning as our GTAU employees have not reported to work. As a result, and due to this most unfortunate action on the part of these employees, some of our services will be delayed and or suspended. In addition, service at our Grand Dance and Bruce Street customer care centers will be slower than usual, and our Grenville office will remain closed for the day. So you all see the release, right? I don't have to go through the entire thing. But they sent out that release this morning. And then the union themselves, they sent out a release. I should have it here. Where is the release from the union? The union sent out a release themselves today, laying forward, and I also saw the President General of the union out there speaking to the media. GRENLEC continues to blatantly reject Labour Minister's Attorney General's recommendation. And Mr. Dwight Francis was employed with GRENLEC since November 2022. The company kept treating him as a temporary worker by successively renewing his contract until March 2024. His last continuous period of employment was from July 3rd, 2023 to March 2024, a year ago. This was for over 8 months straight. Mr. Dwight Francis left his previous job in order to work at GRENLEC. Miss Callista Braffett was employed at GRENLEC since July 22nd, 2019. The company kept treating her as temporary worker by successively breaking and renewing her contract of employment over a 5-year period. The company always sought to end her contract of employment, sometimes a few days short of the 6-month period, to say that she was a temporary worker. Ms. Callista Braffett has been working with the company since she was in TAMCC, starting as an intern. As a matter of fact, this is the only job she has ever held. The collective labor agreement between GRENLEC and GTAU mandates that any worker who works for 6 months or more continuously would automatically become a permanent worker. The Minister of Labour and Attorney General, Honorable Claudette Joseph, heard the matter since September 24 and found that the company was at fault, and as such the workers should be taken back. To date, the workers, 2 young Grenadians, are still at home, and the company has since moved to employ someone to fill at least Mr. Dwight Francis's position. Could you imagine the company without any conscience sought to buy out the workers by offering them $5,000 and $10,000 respectively? GTAU calls on the government of Grenada, who is the majority shareholder, that's what I just saying earlier, of GRENLEC, to do what is right and have these 2 young workers reinstated so that they can be gainfully employed to make a decent living. Yeah? So they refuse to abide by their own ruling. But then again, remember, this government, this group of individuals, they do not respect any sort of institution. Yeah? And I'm seeing here that the protest continues tomorrow. Yeah? So the company continues to treat these workers in that manner. Even though there is a note from the Attorney General saying that, hey, TAU is right. You all have an agreement, you have to abide by the agreement. That was the ruling of the Attorney General. But it's probably the case where the Prime Minister probably have a problem with GRENLEC itself. Yeah, he probably have a problem with not GRENLEC as the company, the workers. Because remember, it's the same GTAU who used to give him sleepless nights and them kind of thing when he was lawyer for, yeah. Them that used to give the sleepless nights. Folks, and we will be taking your calls in and between 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Let me say a special good night and a thank you once again to all of you that came out yesterday. Yeah, to the walkabout up there in St. Patrick West. Yeah, it was wonderful seeing all of you, yeah? And we look forward to seeing many more of you coming out when we have the next one, yeah? I don't think you can have one, you can have a few, yeah? Yes, Papa, people saying, come and say it to me like if there's some kind of bad man. They've never even bust a grape in a fruit fight, I understand? They never even bust a grape in a food fight. But they want to come and play Baja. What Baja is? Why you're frightened that kind of stupid. Oh, come and say it to my face. Come and say it to your face. I never see you. I'm telling you. Yeah? But it's the wrong yourself. Move the security. Walk alone. Go in tongue. Jump in a vehicle. Go in tongue and line alone. Let people tell you to your face. That's what you have to do. Don't hide behind a whole security team, vehicle dating, that man thing. Nah. Walk, go, jump in a vehicle, go in tongue alone and let people tell it to your face. That is when you're a bad man.
goddamn playing.
Outside of that, it's just a braggadocious coward.
Man, I always playing. I keep on playing. Good goddamn playing. For Team Grenada. That's a fact. Hey, bada bada dan di dan do it. Play for Grenada.
And you know, listening to the Prime Minister speaking yesterday as well, I realized that he seems to be putting forward a case for institutionalized nepotism. Now, we already know that it has been a situation where if you are considered a supporter of the new National Party, you're going to be treated a particular way by this government. We know that your name, which was on the seed program, will end up off the seed program. And if you call the office to ask about it, you hear somebody in the back, "Or she's an NP." We know that your child will be removed from the program, even though they know that they are autistic, that they are in the school for special education, even though they know that they have fired the mother because no other reason than she's an NNP. They have fired the grandmother because no other reason than she's an NNP. They have fired the sister for no other reason than she's an NNP. That their house could be destroyed. And you don't even come and try and give them, say, well, okay, we will help you put back the foundation, we will help you put back the roof. Nothing. You don't come and try and help to tell them nothing. Yeah? So we know, to these individuals, they do not believe in democracy. In fact, they need to remove that word from the name of the party. That's what they need to go to the convention and do. Go into a convention and change the name of the party, because democracy is not something all you want to. When I listened to the address of the Prime Minister yesterday, I heard in no uncertain terms an attempt to create a one-party state. That they really want no other political party around. They didn't want to have no situation where they may have to go and sit down in opposition for a while or permanently. They didn't want that situation. They are aiming to create the one-party state. They used to accuse NNP of that. But they are the ones that are now speaking the language of creating the one-party state. They already act like countries where there is the one party. I often refer to North Korea because, with the exception of Eritrea in Africa, the only other country that you see this sort of behavior, that you see the sort of trends, the sort of things that this government is trying to do, is in North Korea. That's the kind of thing where ministers are still going to line up on the airport for when the Prime Minister coming back to come and shake your hand when he come back. That does still happen? I know. That doesn't be down on the airport. I don't know. We have a situation where ministers can't talk unless he say talk. And there are many other instances that lead you to believe that we are becoming the North Korea of the Caribbean. And yesterday's utterings are an indication of a mindset going towards that. And also the institutionalization, not of the political machinery and the party, but of the nepotism that is already taking place to institutionalize it. So when you hear the Prime Minister make a statement like, let me see, I could find the statement here. Yeah, when you hear the Prime Minister making statements like, let me see if you could hear.
And junior members and those who just joined, we need to know that all of us belongs to the national.
Oh boy, no, I need to get that a little louder for you all. Yeah, let me see if I could fix that issue there. The volume, I need to get the volume up for you all because I know you all ain't hearing that. Yeah, let me see if I could fix that issue for you all, so that you all will hear it. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to be up here. Yeah, so let's hear you now. Yeah, let's hear you now.
We need to know one another. They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get, what I will get, what I will get, when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get. Mr.
Prime Minister, so it's only the NDC people that's supposed to... Okay. Let me hear that piece again because we just want to make sure we hear you
The
properly. You
National
know.
Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get. When you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So if we are telling the MP or the caretaker, these are our people, and let's go see them or bring the people, then we will know each other better.
So you're telling me basically that for people to get, they have to be known as NDC supporters. So for people to get some sort of assistance from the government, no. What? They have to come and take out a party card and thing? They have to come and take out a party card? Let us know, you know. Because there are people willing to do it, you know. They'll come and take out the party card, but they know what to do on election day. Vote all you out. There are people that will put on the t-shirt and come here rally. Talking from experience here. And they know what to do election days too. Vote you out. Because when they look around and they realize what is taking place with the economy with Grenada, and when they realize what is to come, when they realize the inefficiency of your government ministers and your entire team, when they recognize the path that you are taking Grenada down is a dangerous path, they know where to put the mark on election day. I ain't worried about Grenadians. They are intelligent people. They know what to do. Sometimes they decide, boy, let me give somebody a chance. They give you a chance. But they know what to do when the time comes. Yeah? But what we are hearing there is the institutionalization of nepotism. You had to be one of us to get thing. So NNPites, all they might have to play like all the supporters of the NDC, all they want to get all the local house and thing, you know. Because what they do is a thing called tokenism. They would find somebody who is a supporter of the new national party, a known supporter. Somebody who does go rally and have on the t-shirt and all kind of thing and even walk with the band on their hand. They're looking for those type of people. They're targeting one or two of them and they give them something because they want to say, all you don't see we give NNP too. But when they give one or they give two NNP, they give 20 of their people. But even though one or two of the NNP get, people still vex from their camp that the NNP get. So now they're saying, well, make us know who is the NDCites so that we could give them too. I mean, something had to be wrong with that. I don't find that. That's so. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
It's Sheldon.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Good, my brother.
I'm good,
Sheldon. He has some educated, I don't know how to call them. He has some educated fools in Grenada, giving this guy a token to be a dictator. Sheldon, listen what will happen. If they re-elect this guy, this is what is going on in Haiti, in Duvalier time, with, I forget how his gang, the Tuntun
Makuts. Tuntun Makut.
We will end up in a situation in Grenada with this, like that with this guy.
But here you are. Here you are on a platform. Here's the thing, brother. You're on a platform. And while you're on the platform, you are saying, hey, I want everybody to unify, I want everybody to come together. But on the same platform, you're saying, well, we people have to get things, so make sure we know who we people is, so when things shine, we could give we people. That shouldn't be what the qualifying criteria under the new national party was who need. And NDC people could very well verify. They know in their heart of hearts that the new national party used to help people regardless of which political party you support.
Sheldon, we have to be careful. If we don't be careful in Grenada, this guy will create a kind of, so you see what's going on in Rwanda?
Mm-hmm.
Within the two parties, with the supporters. But what is this guy doing there? Something, if they give this party a next term in office, Grenada punishment, trust me. It's all over. It's going to be real shit you're talking about. Lockdown with our neighbors. What about our entertainers? We call care. This guy, you have to look in the long-term effect of what this guy wants to do. You know. This man, we always been to go through that and God step in and he get you away from that. And you see that shit, man, common man, we got to do what we got to do to remove this guy from them. And no, we can have that shit, man. No way, Sheldon.
All right, my brother.
Anyway, brother, hold it down, man.
Before you lose your tongue, man, say thing you don't want to say. I know you don't get. No, but folks, that's the kind of thing that we're facing here. I thought that how you distribute things in a country was based on need, not based on if you is a NDC and if they come and tell the MPA he or she is a NDC. I thought that the qualifying criteria would be your need, not which political party you support. So they're just openly saying this thing because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you don't even know what you say. Or if you don't know what you say, I feel he don't know what you say, man. I feel he don't know what you say. I feel he just talking and he maybe get hyper. You see how one or two people in front of him and he get hyper and he just say things because I can't understand. I don't feel, I ain't feel he know what you say, man. I ain't feel he know what you say.
We need to know one another. They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get. When you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get.
Okay, so the other side only get in because all you don't know who is the NDC people that are to get. Okay, so if it have NDC people that are to get, that means we doom. If it's an NNP, you don't get nothing. All right, okay. All right, nice, cool.
When you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get.
All right, folks, we have a call online. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, sir.
Sheldon, what I noticed in there, it seemed to me like the Prime Minister, as you see two people in the place, he catch a glad, the little child, and he lose his head. He not really understanding what he's saying. He's just talking, like there's a old talk, like say, mouth open, Tory jump out.
Mm-hmm.
He mouth open and stupidness just start to fall out. Because I don't think any educated person, anybody with any sense, not especially a leader of a country, a state, a nation, would come out and back all this amount of stupidness. I'm really sorry for this guy. He's talking like an illiterate. Okay?
Let me tell you, and I'll stop you just to say this. I don't agree. I believe that the Prime Minister is intelligent. I believe that the Prime Minister knows very well what he's saying. I believe that the Prime Minister is not illiterate. The difference is that he wicked. That's how I see it.
Could be.
They're wicked. They're not. Don't. Let me don't sell them short. I mean, I don't want to really accuse them of being intelligent, but let me make that excuse today. They're intelligent. They know very well what they're saying. They're speaking to a particular audience and demographic. In politics, you call it dog whistle politics. They know what they're saying. A NNPIT are in that, and a NDCIT are in that. They know that the message has a different meaning for each one. It's called dog whistle politics. Only certain people will hear it. You know very well what you're doing. But anyway, go ahead, Papa.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if I, as a leader, I would try to go out and say things like to unite the people. I'll say the words that will unite, bring us together, not set us asunder apart. And I'm going to come out clearly and say that, look, I'm going to take care of the people that I know vote for me, or who is likely to vote for me. Because this is what he's saying. You're not saying that, are you saying to me that NNP, people who supporting the NNP are not Grenadians? we don't have a right in this country.
Boy, woe be
Oh, you
unto you,
see,
woe be unto you to be
oh.
an NNP and you need something in this country, boy, because it look as though you had to put on a yellow t-shirt and go and grin.
Well, yeah, because it's so strange. And then some of the people, which bothered me, it seemed like a lot of the audience who are there, it's either some of them are enjoying certain personal thing on the side, and those who are not doing that, they are not sensible enough to understand what the PM is saying. They are blinded by well, I should say, greed and stupidity. Something blind them. Because if you have any sort of sense at all, you must understand that there's many people who's on the other side, which would be your brother or your sister. Okay? So, because brother and sister, sometimes they are not voting for the same political party.
Mm-hmm.
And you will stand up there and listen to somebody say that about your brother or your sister. Come on. This is deplorable. This is not good. I'm so sorry for this man. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody would just come out and say that. And not only to Grenada, this thing going around the world. People hearing that, so people is judging him by that. He should
But
check on himself.
you have two prime ministers sit down next to the man while he's saying this thing. Sit down behind
Exactly.
him. Two regional prime ministers sit down behind the man while he's saying this thing. And
Yeah.
I'm sure
So this-
they could advise him differently.
Yeah, this will go out. It will go out into the world.
I mean, I know Pierre ain't here,
definitely-
but still.
It will, my friend. It will go out into the world. But anyway, there's one thing that I learned even more strongly about this prime minister is that he's not to be trusted. And he's the kind of guy, like I remember a talk that we had, that if you're messing and you see it coming, sit down at it. Don't even let him know. That's the kind of person that he is. I don't trust him. I have respect for the man because he's a leader, but I don't trust him. And I know a lot of people won't trust him. Anyway, before I leave,
Mm-hmm.
you must give Ziggy a call. He's red hot.
Give Ziggy a call.
Believe me. Yeah,
All
he's
right, my
red
brother.
hot. Okay?
All right.
Anyway, good night.
Blessings, man. Respect.
All right.
Yeah, let's play it again, man, because we want to make sure that there are people that are just joining the program. We want to make sure that those people get the opportunity to hear what was being said. So let me
Know one another. They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get, what I will get, what I will get, when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get, what I will get, what I will get, when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So if we are telling the MP or the caretaker, these are our people, and let's go see them or bring the people, then we will know each other better. Fight for what I will get, what I will get, what I will get, when you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So if we are telling the MP or the caretaker, these are our people, and let's go see them or bring the people, then we will know each other better.
Yes, folks, that's the Prime Minister of this country there, yeah. Mm-hmm. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night, yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, and how are you?
I'm quite fine. You go right ahead.
Am I hearing this? Is it real?
Yeah, that's not AI. That's the Prime Minister last night.
No, let me tell you something. I don't deal with the politics, and you know that very
Yeah,
well. because I
you deal
work-
with a particular issue and you give direction on issues. Yeah.
Right. I work with many different governments, and I do the same job.
Yeah, I've been interacting with you close to 15, 16 years now.
Yeah, many
These
many.
things, yeah.
But I'll tell you something. The crime is high in this crime is high in the region. I don't believe, I don't believe this man is really conscious of what he's saying, because you see, you're setting the populace on fire. You're setting the young people on fire. I am trying behind the scene to see how much I could put all people together to get us to think unity so that this country will progress. These kind of statements, whether it's political, rhetoric or not, it's not supposed to be mentioned. The young people are listening. You are damaging, further damaging, not only the young people, but the entire electorate. No. I would advise this young man to please think before he speaks and knows what is happening in the region and the wider world. There is no place for Grenadians to go, not even in the region. We are the better part of the world right now. And if you're going to put your people together and looking down the line, I am seeing so much with these statements. What will happen to the nation? The business people want an environment to operate. And if we are setting us up or setting the situation up for violence, what will happen to us? I have nowhere to go. I would want my children to come back here to enjoy this country. Please, sir, be warned. Be warned.
It's a dangerous statement, eh? Dangerous statement. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much. 440-737-734-732-9310. Yeah, we know you want to call an early election. We know you want to catch the NNP with their pants down. But the NNP pants always button. Yeah. And if anything, we are suspenders. We just flap and it right in place. So call it. Yeah. All with the gallivanting on stage yesterday and talking about this, that, the other, and they go, yeah, in St. George North. All you get, watch. All you getting one blowout in St. George Northwest. We're making sure and give all you the worst one that all you ever get next election. Yeah? Because all you know, all your custom going up there and lose all your deposit money. All you go up there and feel that that means something. Because all you bring some people into the playing field, that means something. Really? Call an election and they will find out how much it means. Yeah? You're lucky if you keep your seat. You're talking about Dr. Mitchell's seat. You, Deacon Mitchell, lucky if you hold on to your seat. And I know I'm saying, you lucky if you hold on to your own seat. You're talking about Dr. Mitchell only. Better check on your own. Take some advice from one of your old friends. We have a caller. We lost that. Call 440-7377-347-329-3101. What the Prime Minister has said, there's a dangerous thing. And that's why I'm telling you, it seems as though there's a move towards creating a one-party state here in Grenada. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Bro.
Hey, what's up?
I did, man.
Yeah, man.
Boy, like that human being was saying that, right?
Yeah, man.
I can't believe human being was saying that.
You're talking away from the phone because I find I hearing you kind of low.
No, I did close.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, yeah.
But I can't believe it's a human being was making that statement. So I, as an NNP, I wouldn't get nothing from my country.
Boss, pray that nothing wrong with your house or health-wise that you need the help. Pray you don't need any kind of assistance from the government that you can't make it now because it seems as though you have to have your NDC party card.
Thank God, my insurance go help me. Tell me can go with the thing. And he go get what coming for him, you know.
Talking about Dr. Mitchell's seat, I hope he know that he own up for grabs.
But I'm making sure that he lose his too. I'm making sure that I on the ground. Tell them that.
All I'm saying is, I hope he watching you and stop watching Dr. Mitchell. Don't worry about St. George Northwest.
Hard. Sweat. But he to lose his too. Coming and talk about
not his too. That he go lose his.
People to get everything. Like if all of us is not Grenadian, what happened to this man? What's really wrong with this man?
My friend, I am no newbie to politics. I ain't just reaching this thing. I see prime ministers crow like cock and still get lash. So
But this man, I don't know.
All I gonna say-
We don't speak him.
All I gonna say to him is, in fact, let me leave that alone.
Bro, let me walk
Let
your
me
man
leave that-
together,
let me
man,
leave that
on the
alone.
ground, eh? Let me walk together, man, come out here.
If they bad, they should have called election last night and see what will happen.
Be afraid.
They feel like they'd be afraid that. Listen, we have a strong leader. We ain't have no path leader. We have a strong leader. Yeah? And we have many. They're backing our leader. So she have a multiplicity of people she can go to and ask advice in relation to issues.
But
If she needs advice. She can bounce things off.
You don't see. Father, continue on listening you here.
All right, Papa. You have a good one. No, Papa, no. What kind of thing is that, Deacon? No, you can't be telling them kind of... Well, okay. We know all you're doing it. We know all you're doing it. But to come out now and actually say that, I mean, that makes it... Man, I'm telling you. To actually come out now and say it, that makes it a lot worse. I'm telling you. Because I'm telling you, we hearing it now. We hearing it now for ourselves. We are hearing it now for ourselves. From the Prime Minister himself. So if somebody's a supporter of the new National Party, and you see, that is the thing. It is part of an entire... Yeah, wait until Auntie Jenny hold on to them with that piece of clip there. Pour them, man. Pour all your on that Jennifer Simon. No, this is a dangerous statement that was made by the Prime Minister there. Somebody mentioned Tuntun Makuta and thing there earlier. That is the kind of behavior you used to get from Tuntun Makuta and them kind of thing there in truth. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Mr. Scott, good night.
Good night, sir. How are you?
Not too. How is everything?
And there, my brethren.
Yes. Good night, Grenada. Good night to your listeners and your viewers. Watch, Sheldon. You might be in trouble, you know. I mean, on a lighter moment. You sure you doctor that tape, man?
But that is not no AI, bro. That is not no AI. The man say that.
You sure, Sheldon?
Absolutely positive. I swear I did not doctor anything. The man stand up in front of people last night and he said that.
That is the most ridiculous and most, well, I can't say stupid, because he has sense. He's an educated man. But when you hear a leader of a political organization pushing for such segregation among its people, then it should tell you what these guys are thinking. I mean, you didn't hear it from a supporter, you know. You didn't hear it from a other MP. You heard from the leader of a country.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the leader for NDC, but the leader for Grenada. And he's basically spilling that nonsense. I mean, what is going on in our country? Look at the faces of the people sitting around when this guy made that statement.
But
Just
something,
Roberts
bro,
and these guys and them.
let me look back. If you look back at Grenada since whatever time, you never hear Blaze or any of these prime ministers in Grenada make a statement like that.
Watch, Sheldon, not even during the revolution, not even Eric Gary made statements like that to the Grenadian people as leaders. I mean, I'm wondering now, what does Mr. Skerritt and the St. Lucian Prime Minister, what were they thinking when they heard this man say that?
You want me to tell you something what's going on with Mr. Skerritt and Mr. Pierre and Dr. Drew and so? They have formed an alliance, and when the election is called, the full intention, because he hasn't called the election here in Grenada yet because he wants St. Lucia to have their election first, then Dominica. So Dominica and St. Lucia, then their people will be free to come and help him here in Grenada, go around to try and help them campaign and so. So they are helping. I tell you, I know what's going on. You know our regional.
You don't get a rude awakening.
You know, our regional, I could even give them names of some of the operatives they want to send into Grenada and who they have had here already. I could tell them the names of these people and them and know them personally. So they are planning now that after they get St. Lucia and Dominica out of the way, because their election are due this year, that he's going to call his snap and come with the Grenada election. That is it. So who NNPI want to sit down there and don't go and register, they go wrong. Who don't want to go and do the work? Brother man, you and I know. The way to win is you have to go out and work. So who don't want to go and do the political work? They go wrong.
Exactly, that game, and persons got to get up on the royal and start doing the work in the different areas. It is important to get these people out, especially that leader. I mean, he's a leader of a clan. I am convinced, Sheldon, that this guy is basically operating like a mafia style.
Well, I've often said that we have a mafia government in place in this country. That's what we have right now, you know. Is a mafia government we have there?
But how, I mean, I'm wondering, this is how I'm thinking, but I'm wondering how other light-minded Grenadians are thinking when they hear our make such a statement towards his own people. My brother, have a good night.
Same to you, my brother. And remember, to those of you in the NDC, when he's saying that, is some of your family talking about, you know? You might be supporting the NNP, but your brother or your sister might be supporting the NDC. Or you might be supporting the NDC and vice versa. So when he's saying that, he mean whoever is supporting it. Could be your mother or your father had nothing to get. We have a call online. Go right ahead.
Good night, Sheldon. Good night, NNP, my NNP family. Sheldon, the Bible say, you're going to separate the sheep from the goats. Right? And I even say, come out of them, my people, don't be partakers of them, not even to take part in this. Sheldon, I go out there yesterday and to hear the young people cry, especially the farmers. Sheldon is hurting, trust me, and we need to take out these people and the time is coming close. NMP people, the time is coming close. We have to do what we have to do. As MPSA, mind our business.
Of course.
And do the works, right? So you have a blessed night, Sheldon, and my NMP family. Good night as well.
Mame! Have a good one. Yes, indeed. 440-737-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program. Somebody tell me that was trying to get me on the overseas line. Anybody calling on the overseas line and they're not getting through? Let me know what's going on. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Fado.
Hey, Fado, what's it?
Brother, what going?
By a they are watching that institutionalized nepotism by a braggadocious individual.
Very interesting song, right?
And I know AI, yeah? Right. People asking me if that's AI. I don't know AI.
Well, listen, I think we might be offsprings that come down from Nostradamus and them, the predictors, because like that's exactly what we said in it. I remember saying like this man don't even look like he looking to go nowhere because the stuff that he's doing is too outrageous. But there's some interesting pieces to take away from those clips. One, there was some very strategic shots. The angles was very, very strategic in terms of editing. So, anyways, moving forward, the man said some other things too that I don't know. I don't think people paying attention to. And normally when they speak, they don't say like government land or Crown land. They say we land or me. You know, it's a very isolated way of them talking about certain things when they say it. It's almost like everything is under control. And yeah, we just go do what we're doing. You get me? I was saying for a minute that a lot of people is giving the man credit and saying, well, here he's saying. They believe that he's making mistakes and, you know, because he's young. One, he's not young. He's not no spring chicken.
Boss, me and the man just a year apart, you know?
You get me? He's not no spring chicken. That's the first thing. Secondly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. You know what happened there? I just saw the image of him trying to clone Peter, and him bending down on the ground talking about ECX with a new man. That was just clicking my head there. I'm sorry. Bye bye. But you're saying the individuals know that the man having a team. Like I realized some of them from school. I used to do some of them school work. All when they go to university, I used to make a little hustle by doing their work and stuff. So it's crazy that it have a lot of them people that banking, but it's more or less their parents' money. So their parents made their life easy, and them they get it. They get a chance to be popular now. You get me? So, but in terms of capitalism, I don't think the Grenadian public is getting that point that these individuals are about the money. Yeah, is the bag they're looking for. So everything that's been changed, as I mentioned before, if you look at it, everything is being changed to fatten pockets. Now, based on, like even in the world right now, like let us top the billionaires in the world. We have thousand something going, almost 2,000 people, right? Or like the billionaires of the world. In 2004, I think their interest went up like, or the net worth went up like 6 billion a day. So the individuals that have it, that could like stick it out now. Yeah, because they didn't go really feel the lash. They could even spread something around.
Fadu,
because they know they get that on the next end.
Fadu, you want to know something? I feel you fire your shot a little too early tonight because I had to talk about something. And when I talk about it, no, here what? I want you wrap up now, and I'm giving you the chance to call back because I'm going to talk about something and I know you're going to want to call.
Okay, I'm
breaking the rule tonight, and I'm giving you and everybody else the opportunity to make a second call because I have something to talk about. No, finish where I was talking about there now.
Well, but I was just saying, with the individuals that's able to spread some stuff around, whatever is put out in the economy will have to come back, and it falls on the workers because more or less it's a service industry they're creating. Anything that they more or less implementing is for a service industry, right? So one, if the market is not there, that's a problem. Then there'll be competition for the market. That's another problem. And because it's a service industry, you have no people really being able to develop themselves. So again, the middle class is really cut out and made very thinner. Yeah. So like it's disappointing seeing the faces and the people that was, in support. Like they're not seeing these things, they're not hearing these things. Like they could hear the complaints of the average brother and sister. So like we didn't have that love again. That's all the time, all the wicked like that now.
Man.
Fair exchange, but I know we are being.
Let me.
I hope I tell you, they're ready for what they're setting up for.
Fadu,
I'll call back.
You go want to call back. Believe me, you go want to call back. We have. Let me just take this other call quickly. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night, my dear. And remember, I'm giving everybody the opportunity to make a call back tonight because I know we're going to talk about some might want to call. So go ahead.
Hold on, a vehicle passing music loud. Wow. Sheldon, as it relates to that statement made by the Prime Minister there, we know Grenada is family. We always say that the family is closely knitted together. And we have the saying, blood thicker than water. Are you telling me that I am a supporter of the NDC? My mother, my aunt, my brother, my sister, my niece, my cousin are supporters of the NMP. I would be able to get something from the NMP. And because they are supporters of the NNP, I would be able to get something from the NDC. But because they are supporters of the NMP and they need something, they wouldn't get it?
But that's what the Prime Minister is saying. Because he's saying now, the only reason that some people who are perceived to be NNP getting thing is because they don't know who is the NDC people that are to get.
They don't know who is the NDC
So in other words, if they knew the NNP people that might get a little slip through, they have nothing to get.
They have nothing to get. But I want to address now the NDC persons who listen to what the Prime Minister would have said. You're in a position where you could get something because you are NDC and your relatives are NMP. God forbid something happened to you, and I'm saying the children, and I does not want to say them things because people will say my mouth is good mouth. Of course, when I say things, it does come to pass. But God forbid something happened to you and you would need blood, would you call the Prime Minister or would you call your NMP, NDC friends and who else is and let them know you need blood? Who would have to give you that blood? Not the same NMP family of yours? Think about it and think about it seriously. That statement is causing a division within the families in Grenada. It will, if it don't cause it yet, it will cause a division. You understand? Think about it seriously. God forbid something happen to you. You're NDC supporter, no problem. That's your choice. Who would you have to go to? It's either your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt. And they were denied something that they need, and I'm not saying want, that they need, but because they support NMP. And the people in NDC knows that they are supporter of NMP. They refuse to help. But you know what? God is on the throne. God is on that throne. And one thing I am quite certain about Sheldon, nobody could remove him from it. He is and will always be in control. If that is what, and it's happening, we hear people speak about it. We hear people say that, okay, they're not getting anything because they're NMP supporters and things. And if the Prime Minister could come out and make that statement, God, Father, you alone we have to call on. And you know my thing? You two sitting Prime Ministers there. People sitting there with hearing you making that kind of statement. I'm only wondering what they are thinking of our Prime Minister. But they say birds of feathers flock together. Sheldon, as usual.
All right, my dear.
I may call
you.
back.
All right. Folks, I'm going to hold on the phone calls for a while because I want to speak about something here that I believe is very important. Now, I listened to the Prime Minister speaking yesterday, and I thought that if you are the leader of a country and certain events have taken place in your country, or there are certain events that will take place that can negatively affect the men and women, children, elderly of your country, that you would use the opportunity and the platform to speak to those issues, to address those issues. Are you all aware that a submarine filled to the brim with cocaine sank in Grenadian waters with the death of one Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard officer? Are you all aware of that? Are you all aware that there was a coordinated effort between Grenada and Trinidad to hunt down the submarine? Because what the drug cartels are doing now in South America is that they are making submarines in the jungle. And they're packing the cocaine into these submarines. And then they are taking them and they are crossing the Atlantic and going over to Spain and Italy and the UK and so, where they have a network of people that come out in speedboats, meet them, collect the drugs and collect the people on the boat, and sink the boat out there. Now, one of these boats was passing through Grenadian waters. Your Minister of National Security stand up and talk all kind of foolishness, throwing talk for people, all kind of thing on stage yesterday. And he has said not a word to you, the Grenadian people. Don't take my word for it. I could surely, you know. All you think I'm joking? Yeah, narco sub passing in the waters. Prime Minister have nothing to say. Yeah, because I became aware of the story because I was going through the Trinidad. This one is the Express, I believe, or the Guardian. The Express newspaper, and there was an article inside there that spoke to the death of this young man. He's a Trinidad Coast Guard officer, and he was one of the people that boarded the vessel in Grenadian waters. And the individuals on the vessel, they were taken onto the Coast Guard vessel. He went back onto the submarine to see. Well, quite frankly, it's a submersible, not a submarine or a low profile. But anyway, we'll get into the different descriptions. But we generally say narco sub. He went onto that sub to find if there were anybody else on the boat that they had not pulled out yet, but the guys, as is the protocol for these guys when they're transporting their cocaine, pulled the plug and sink the boat. And the boat went down too fast for him to get off, so he died. And they are now searching for him in the waters around Grenada. And now, this is not something that happened over the weekend, you know. This is not something that happened last week. This happened since the ending week before. And up to now, we have heard nothing. Last week, part of a team involved in a multinational drug bust in the waters between Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada. Yeah? It is not a situation that this thing happened and they didn't have enough. 2 weeks. Going on 2 weeks now. You're telling me that all the Minister of National Security in Grenada can't say that this took place in Grenadian waters? Well, you know, we doesn't find out what's going on, whether it's oil spill and thing. This is part of the article. Speaking yesterday about the search and recovery mission, Hines said that Hines, being the Minister of National Security in Trinidad, we are prepared to collaborate with any country that will lend assistance in this regard on the occasion. I have to say we have gotten great help from Grenada because a lot of this is happening inside their exclusive economic zone. So it happened in Grenadian waters. We have collaboration with Venezuela. We have collaboration with the United States. We have collaboration with some private parties. We have collaboration with an institute called the Institute of Marine Affairs for Trinidad and Tobago. So this thing go down with basically millions of dollars worth of cocaine in Grenadian waters and the body of one Coast Guard officer of Trinidad. How many of you hear about that? How many of you knew that this happened in... I heard about it, but didn't recognize that it actually happened in Grenadian waters up until the ending of last week. Yeah? You have a situation again. Just to tell you, man and Manikou. You have a situation again where the U.S. government has said to the government of Grenada, we're sending back deportees to all you. No update. No, well, we just had communication with the U.S. and it's 5 people, or it's 10, or it's 15, and they're coming back to Grenada on this date. Or the intended time is before the end of the year, or whenever. Nothing like that. That these people are criminals or these people are involved. Nothing like that. You go up on stage to go and throw talk for NNP and nothing about what is really taking place in this country or the clear and present danger that this island of Grenada faces. We are facing a very serious situation where the U.S. government has said to Grenada and other countries that you must get rid of the Cuban medical teams that are operating in your territory. And if you don't do it, here's what they're going to do. They are going to place visa restrictions on the leadership of the country. So, they are going to revoke the visas of the entire cabinet. They are going to revoke the visas of any senior officers within the ministry. So all the permanent secretaries, all your visa gone too. The senior officers in ministries, all your visa gone too. Senior police officers, senior people within the ministry, all your visa gone too. Chief medical officer, all of you, your visas will be revoked. But not just you. The U.S. government is very specific in relation to this. They are also going to revoke the visas of all your close relatives who might have had nothing to do with this, but they are going to revoke the visas of all your very close relatives as well. So, your children, your husband or wife, possibly your parents, your brothers or sisters, they might go as far as uncle and so. But your close relatives, their visas will also be revoked. So the entire cabinet of Grenada stands to lose their visas. I know go and represent us in the UN because that might be a good thing because the amount of nonsense them does go and talk anyway. So they are going to revoke their visas and the visas of their close family members as well. Yeah? You hear them talk about that? I saw a thing where the Minister of Foreign Affairs after we exposed this last week, come out now and speak about the regional meeting that was held to discuss the issue. And so the Americans are clear. They are very clear in relation to this issue. They say as long as you continue, and let's just go into part of it there. They said today we announced the expansion of an existing Cuba-related visa restriction policy that targets forced labor linked to the Cuban labor export program. This expanded policy applies to current or former Cuban government officials and other individuals, including foreign government officials, who are believed to be responsible for or involved in the Cuban labor export program, particularly Cuba's overseas medical missions. This policy also applies to the immediate family. Let me highlight it. So all you who are family, that is all your uncle, yeah, uncle this and uncle, when all you go for all your visa and they see the name and they say related to this policy also applies to the immediate family of such persons. The department has already taken steps to impose visa restrictions on several individuals, including Venezuelans, under this expanded policy. Yeah? And they make their various accusations of what they believe is taking place there. We as Grenadians, we believe that the Cubans are assisting a fellow country. They believe that the doctors are being exploited, etc. And that isn't from Sheldon Scott saying that, you know. Let me just make sure you know. This is a message from the U.S. Department of State. There's not me just reading something and saying something. This is from the U.S. Department of State. They are saying to Grenada and Trinidad and Barbados and all the Caribbean islands. So let's see who is man and who is thing, because let's see who is willing to make the sacrifice now. Are they willing to make the sacrifice? Because we know that if these individuals are no longer in the Grenada healthcare system, that we go have a big problem. We know that. We know that if these individuals are gone from the Grenada healthcare system, that we have a massive problem. He had all the opportunity to reassure Grenadians that he's going to make the right decision, and they're speaking on it. This individual stood up on stage and bothering to tell people about if you're NDC, you go getting. This is what Grenadians wanted to hear about, because it affects each and every one of us. Because there are Cubans in nearly every aspect of the healthcare system. And if they go, we in problems. That is not to mention that the E2 visa is on its way out, which means that the income that you believe you would have gotten from CBI is gone. So in other words, the American government remove a source of income that you had. So they have put in place a measure that is going to affect the amount of applicants to your CBI program, because they don't need you again. They could go straight to the States. That will affect your applicants to your CBI program. They've done that. Then on top of that, they have put in place a measure that is going to cost your country millions of dollars to try and rectify, because you have to find people now from other countries, who know where, the Philippines, wherever. You have to find people now to put in place to replace the Cubans who are coming, who will have to come out of the program if that ends up the way. Or knowing President Trump, if he does really book hunting, you could work on a deal. You had to take 2,000 people that is not Grenadians as refugees in your country. America ain't really care how you deal with them. And then we might allow all it to keep the Cubans, and we might allow all it to keep an E2 visa. Yeah? So understand what is taking place here. Fadu often talks about it, and he talks about how there's always an outcome to something. When you hear something, it's not just that alone. There's a possibility of an outcome to something on the other end. So understand what is going on there. Meanwhile, all these things taking place, and we have the Prime Minister standing up on stage talking.
They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get. When you do,
don't argue and fight for where you go get. But I will tell all you for sure, the people and them who in the upper echelon of the NDC, They are very wealthy right now. Some of them who was brooks, they're very wealthy right now. Yeah? Their cup run it over. And right now it fall into the saucer. Yeah? Their cup run it over. They are very wealthy right now, but they're telling you, don't bother to argue for them thing, man. All they want to quarrel for thing, don't quarrel for thing. Meanwhile, they have guys that collecting checks for 30-something and 40-something $1,000 a month. Some will say blah, 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 blah. They collecting check for 30-something and 40-something $1,000 a month. But you, they're saying, oh, we didn't know you was NDC. They see you in the rally, you know. They tell you come and vote for them, you know. They know they drop t-shirt in your house, you know, NDCites. But they come in and tell you, no, we didn't know all you was NDC. And all you stand up there and clap. Yeah! All you clap. Yeah. It's all your parents, they might be doing that too. It's your brother, your sister, your own children. They might be doing that too, because not everybody in our family supports the same political organization. So when they're saying that you all as members of the NDC have to call out the Prime Minister on that, but you all will never do it. You all will never do it. Just like the one in Carriacou will never apologize to Senator the Honorable Nolan Cox. You all will never do it. You will never call him out on that. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate the return call now.
Yeah, man.
Alright, so here's something funny now. Tell me if you find it coincidental. Remember there was what is it, a gun amnesty?
Yeah, there was the amnesty, yeah.
Right. You ever got information about like a container of stuff just floating up in a certain place?
Nah, you know the streets does nothing that sometimes you doesn't hear any news. So I didn't get that one.
It wasn't coincidence the amnesty coming for the 90 days, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they intercept. So the one that they intercept, think about what would have passed before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What they didn't get access to. You get me?
Yeah.
Because you know sometimes you have sacrificial lambs, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this administration is really taking a piss, bruv. It's confusing to me how my fellow Grenadians, Carriacouians and Petit Martinicans are just kicking back and chill. Like they're not seeing. It's like they're jumping in the same rally and then have to go home to the same reality. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand. If, as I say, maybe it's a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing. Because I don't understand. You know, funny enough, I heard someone say that the worst Mitchell was more visually appealing, reason being of his skin tone, as compared to Miss to the original, the boss. And it just take me to a place of where my people is at right now. No, I spend a lot of time defending Grenada, bro, in all shape and form, and it's hard to think, no, this is the reality of it. It's like it's so selfish right now that people are willing to give up their own family members. Like nobody in sucking salt together now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You get me? It's like the individuals that they in a place. It's not like people make sacrifice to put them in them positions. You get me? It's like all of that shit don't matter right now. It's just about me and me and me and me and me and me and me alone. Grenada, look at how people are able to celebrate with what's going on right now in Grenada. In fact, around the world too, because there's crazy things going on around the world. How many individuals are able to keep their face calm? As I mentioned, remember, it's like a yin-yang thing. You have a lot of love, but when it flip, right?
Yeah, when it turn, boy.
There's a lot of individuals that send thing over Vinci just to keep things calm. What when them individuals start to decide, okay, well, if that is how you're looking at it and that is all you're doing, you know, you see, I don't want to say too much based on that.
Where want people come and knock your door? Where want them come and knock your door?
you get me, but like Grenada, look at what all you're doing. Look at how comfortable all you be with these things, bro. You know what I mean? Nobody cooking kakadu and thing and you know butter bread and TTV fish cake and give to the village again. Nobody doing them thing again, bro. We're saying everybody, listen, the only time I have garbage from or trash in my place is when I buy processed food in the supermarket, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When I eat Ital the same byproduct go back in the land, yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like we appreciating, we justifying the BS that we seen, that we hearing, that we could feel. We justifying it because of why? Because all is so cool now. That all it's telling me.
But what we would like to hear as well, with things like this, you want to hear the government come out and say, okay, this has happened in our waters. Remember last year or year before, there was an oil spill. It was in Grenadian waters. We wouldn't hear anything about it. But the Trinidadians were saying it's possible that it may head to Grenada. And we heard nothing from our government. Luckily, it didn't come through. But at least that we know of. Now you're hearing of this sort of thing taking place. And you're not hearing from the government, okay, this took place, this happened, and we are working along with the U.S. government, or working along with whoever, to ensure that these vessels don't pass through our neck of the woods again. Because remember, you know where Grenada is. And when you look at where certain South American countries are, and these subs are coming out, these submarines, submersibles, and low-profile vessels, the three types, when they are coming through, they are passing through Grenadian waters. Unbeknownst to the majority of Grenadians until tonight, they're passing through Grenadian waters. And our government isn't saying that we're putting this or that in place to address that.
Well, I did mention the location to the equator, right? It's perfect for you get me. I did mention it, so it's like there's some key points that, you know, if you check back the videos, we could see everything just correlate together. These people, everybody, a lot of people been thinking that it's like mistakes, and as I say, to me, everything is deliberate. Everything has been deliberate. There's no mistakes there. Man ain't guessing. You understand? You know exactly what, and he's putting it right in front, right under your nose. You get me? He's putting it right under the nose from, and it's like, they just kick back and they cool with it because they have a little thing to float on still. Forget to know the piece that they had to float on is what they get from NMP still.
Man,
you get me?
Problem.
All the resources that they gather within that period, they was within that tenure, fam.
Padu, I'm going to, I see some other people trying to call. I'm going to give somebody else an opportunity. You have a blessed one, man. Yeah. But you understand why I tell you want to call back.
Big up Blacker than.
Respect. Hey, boy, we ain't big up Blacker than yet, you know. We have to deal with that special. All right. Yeah, and that was supposed to be the first thing I do tonight, you know. We have a call online. Hello.
Hey, bro, Sheldon. Good evening, sir.
Hey, how you do?
I'm good.
All right. Go right ahead, man.
Yeah, man. After the conversation this morning, the lady bring up. Remember what we said?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. But listen to me. The honest truth is, I'm talking now in the capacity of a pastor, right? And I want to denounce that statement of our prime minister, right? And looking at the nerve of the NDC, right, the composure of the NDC, I'm seeing, I hate to call the name, but I'm going to call the name, right, Mr. What's his name? Former PR Forrester. I'm seeing Kennedy Roberts, right? I'm seeing Rondell Robinson. You know, all these supposed to be intelligent and wise people. And up to now, I've not heard them said anything, not even raise an eyebrow, right? Sending a message to the prime minister or the political leader that he was making a wrong statement. You don't do that, right? If you're the prime minister of the country, sir, right, you are not to be biased or partial where your representation or representing the people of your country, sir. I think maybe you might have to go to Dr. Mitchell, the Dr. Kit Claudius Mitchell, for some advice on that, because I've never heard the former prime minister make a statement like that. Neither any of his cabinet ministers or members, neither of any of the senators in the upper house. I've never heard them. I've never heard Honorable Howard Blaze, neither Nicholas Prophet, even Prime Minister Tillman Thomas. You know, one thing statement he made about eat a food, you know, and you know. But listen to me, Grenadians, we are not supposed to be divided over politics. We are not supposed to be divided over religion. We are not supposed to be divided over social matters. We ought to be seeing the difference in people and still walk along with them. Right? And I think that would be a good composure, a good remedy to start a peaceful relationship in our country. But when you making a statement as the head ancho, the head man of our country, you're sending a message of division, sir. Right? And hence the reason why you see, let me make this final statement. They are not security savvy. They know nothing about security. Look at the behavior. Yeah, look the way they conduct and carry around themselves. They have nothing about security in their lives. Yeah, they are creating problem. But my word to you, Grenadians, my word to you, NNPites, NDCites, and whoever other ites to come or that are, do not listen to these people when they advising you like what the Prime Minister advised last night. That is not right. That is not good because we live in a common society, right? I see people would go out and sympathize in funeral of a loved one and so on, regardless what color you be. So what message you're sending, sir? Yeah, that you have to stop this foolishness. That is not right, what you have said. And your supporters have to walk out on you. Yeah, they have to leave. Your supporters need to leave you in your trash. So listen to me. My word to you, sir. Stop. You're going down the wrong road. You just come, jolly come lately. You just come into the politics. I mean, you're not even in politics because a politician would never make this kind of statement. Stop it. You know, you're behaving as a little child. You know, when mommy give one child more cookies than the other, more cookie than the other, you start to thing. Or you could make this statement like that. About the reason why some of them get in is because they don't know. I mean, you get me real vexed, man. They don't know yet who you support. Okay, man. Dolly, manje popot kind of thing is that. And you're talking, listen, it's alleged, son, you make a statement about you don't afraid nobody.
Yeah, his statement about he don't afraid nobody, the same thing they must come and say it to your face. He's surrounded by armed security, but you must come and say it to your face. He ain't even living in the Prime Minister residence, $600,000 spent on that, on where he living so far about that. And he living in our next location. He go and live as far as he could possibly live from everybody. But come and tell him to your face, coward.
Yeah, you know, you know how many things they told us about Gary, so Eric Matthew Gary during the part of the revolution, and there are a lot of soldiers, there are a lot of people, revolutionary soldiers, who knew and they were championing behind Morris Bishop against things like that. Watch me. So if Eric Matthew Gary would have made statement like that, or any other political leader in that era, man, listen, we wouldn't have rest until we find them. But there are some soldiers who standing behind this man, this Prime Minister, sorry to say this man, but behind this Prime Minister of ours. And support, giving credence, giving support to this. Man, they should have been jumping out there and beat drum against that. Disrespecting a man like Dr. the Honorable Kit Mitchell and the team of the NNP who brought so much benefit to the country of Grenada. The international is begging, right, for the pattern and model of the Grenada example. in the past. Just think about it. Ivan, Emily, the revolutionizing of all the telecommunication and electrical the area and everything like that. You ought to have more respect than that.
But what I want everybody to do, Pastor, I want everybody to remember this statement. Don't ever forget. I ain't gonna only forget it now. I'll play it every now and again. Don't ever forget this statement. From now up to election day and even after election day, don't forget this statement. This is a statement against your friends, your family, your co-workers. This is a statement against Grenadians as a whole.
But I can't understand.
Okay, you're basically telling Grenadians you have to support his party in order to benefit from anything that the state has on offer.
You remember the other night I talked about this one-party state thing that they're trying to bring here?
Well, it is the one-party state, and this is the institutionalization of nepotism in our country as an aspect of the one-party state. That's what is taking place.
No, man. Well, we ain't safe, you know. We ain't safe in these people's hands. We're not safe in these people's hands. And then the supporters jumping up behind them. But anyway, listen, I'm open still to any one of you. I'm the same person. I just upset of this statement that this Prime Minister make. Right? I'm open to you. Don't feel free to come to me. You're accustomed coming. Still come. Still come. I'm still the same person. Caring. Right? But listen, you know what you open up there? Now you're going to see NNP come out. Now you're going to see the NNP supporters come out.
Let me mind we business. Pastor,
yeah, let me mind we business. Sorry.
You have a good one. That's it. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Let me mind we business. We have the charge by our political leader. Mind we business. Have you canvassed the voters list? Have you contacted the people in your constituency? Have you done the work that needs? I keep saying do the work and I'll tell all what the work is. Make sure that you're registered. Yeah? NNP is much more than a political party. It's an institution. Others want to try to become an institution. An amalgamation of individuals with different intents, with different philosophies and different things. That's what the NDC is, an amalgamation of individuals. All of them have different objectives. All of them have different ideologies, all kind of things. They don't have a single thing joining them together except this thread of hatred that runs throughout all these individuals for the new National Party and for individuals within the leadership of the new National Party. The one thread that binds all these individuals together is hatred, not love. Yeah? We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon Scott.
Hey, Pastor.
I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness.
How you do?
By God, I am doing good.
All right, you go right ahead, man.
Sheldon, I am somewhat surprised with the statement made by someone who I believe to be a learned individual. But when you could make this quality a statement, you have to also realize, Mr. Prime Minister, that a statement that you make could also create crime in our country. Because you see, when you decide to give one set of people and the other set would not be able to get, those who is not getting is going to steal from those who you give in. And for you as a Prime Minister to make that statement, what you is also doing is division in our country. Sheldon Scott, the statement that the Prime Minister made is a very serious statement and is a very true statement. Mm-hmm. And I need anybody in St. Andrews Northwest, and they can attest to that, where the toilet and bathroom program is concerned. I want anybody who are members of the NNP to call Sheldon and tell him if any one of you all had received anything under the bathroom and toilet program. I challenge any one of them to say yes. Sheldon, I am telling you, I live in St. Andrews Northwest, and the people that benefit from the bathroom and toilet is the NDC supporters. And anybody could say, yes, that is true. I want any NNP to call and tell Pastor Louis how many of you all has benefited from the toilet and bathroom program. And the Prime Minister have to realize that he have to create a level field. And Sheldon Scott, I could remember when Honorable Delma Thomas was the MP for St. Andrews Northwest under the NNP. NDC benefited more than NNP. That lady helped NDC more than NNP. Everybody get, whether you green, whether you yellow, everybody get. And I have a message for you, the Prime Minister. You need to apologize to the Grenadian people for the statement that you had made on your platform. Why are you creating division in Grenada? And I want you all other pastors, don't let Pastor Louis and don't let Pastor Devon Rocher back. I want all you them other pastors that support it, that go to bed with this Prime Minister and his party, all you shame now, come out and condemn the statement made by Deacon and Miss Mitchell, Prime Minister. I need all you church pastors to come out and condemn it. I never believed Sheldon Scott. At my age, 69 years, I could have never believed that any Prime Minister would have make a statement like what Deacon Mitchell has made. Shame on you to commit a crime of atrocity of division in our country. Grenada belongs to each and every one of us, whether you green, whether you brown, whether you yellow, each and every one of us is entitled to benefit because that is tax. Shame on you, Prime Minister. Shame on you. Thank you very much, Sheldon.
All right, my brother. 44073. And folks who are trying to call on the overseas line, I'm not sure what is taking place with it. I do apologize, but you can avail yourself of the opportunity to call on the WhatsApp line because something seems to be wrong with the overseas line. One caller messaged me a couple of times and said that he's been trying, and I tried it myself and I realized that there seems to be a problem with the overseas line that we will have to have sorted out. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah? And 440-737-734-7329-3101. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm more than good enough, and I'm greater than greater. Go right ahead, man.
To your last caller, right? I think it's Pastor. You call him Pastor.
Yeah.
Now, that statement the Prime Minister make is a blessing in disguise. It's just like a mother and a father who have 10 children, and they're gonna treat one better than the rest. The nanny is gonna turn against that child. I've seen in communities where supporters of the NDC is getting things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you will hear people suing when election come. They're gonna vote against that. So I don't think the Prime Minister understands what he's saying. Politically, he's committing suicide by doing that. If you don't understand politics. Politics, the best you can share the bread. And let somebody say, well, all right, things have been shared equally, even though you play a little politics in and between. But once you're making that statement that look after your people, that's a bad statement. So I believe that politically, you don't have sense. Because in the long run, people that is going to look and say, you know what, John is getting X and Y and Z. I'm going to go out and vote against that. And that's how people operate. When they see one person getting too much, they go out and vote against that. So in the long run, I believe that it's bad politics for the NDC. It's good politics for an MP. So let us see things like that.
We ain't going to teach them. But you go Lando.
Have a nice night.
All right, my brother. Thank you. 440-737-734-7329-3101. I believe we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
The man with the golden voice. Go right ahead,
Listen,
sir.
I'm going on a different topic. I listened the whole convention rally yesterday, and I'm focusing on the two prime ministers who spoke. Well, the one from St. Lucia, he was just a rah cheerleader. I know about St. Lucia. I've been to St. Lucia so many times, and I had a personal relationship to the late Sir John Crompton. You and I could talk privately about that. But the gentleman from Dominica, most of his speech was warning the NDC. Yes, he was a cheerleader too. But if you listen to the meat of his speech, he was warning them because he was like an elder. He was not a spring chicken. He was an elder. And he was warning, and he made points to the NDC, warning the NDC. Yes, he said he wanted to leave Northwest St. George to him. That's a joke. That's a joke. He's mad if you're thinking about that.
If he saw Sean St. George Northwest, Lisa and David and come and run in St. George Northwest. Come.
He's mad. That Dominican prime minister, maybe our prime minister was not listening to the meat of his speech. The meat of his speech was warning NDC. Regardless of the stupidness he was talking, because I know Hamlet Mark is one of his advisors. Hamlet Mark, my buddy, one of the Dominican prime minister's mouthpiece. I know that.
You should have talked to him when they pelt him out the convention. Benio, go ahead.
I know that. I'm just calling about that part because there are a lot that I can talk about. But the Prime Minister of Grenada, my Prime Minister, should go and listen to the whole speech of the Prime Minister of Dominica, Hamlet Mark's boy. Listen, he was warning NDC. They better listen to him. But talking about St. George Northwest, he's joking. Have a blessed night, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. You have a good one. And I think we have our final caller on for tonight. Hello, good night. Hello? 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 Okay, I think they hanged up. Yeah, Lord, yeah, language, they hanged up. Lord, they hung up. Yeah. We might be able to take a quick one if the person calls no. We might be able to take a quick one. Yeah, but you had to call no. The last person they got through there, but they hung up the phone. So yeah, folks, just remember, before we run out of time, we're playing it again. No, because we want people who join at the last end to hear it again. Yeah, so we're playing it again. Nice.
We need to know one another. They have senior members and junior members and those who just joined. We need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get. When you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So if we are telling the MP or the caretaker, these are our people, and let's go see them or bring the people, then we will know each other better. Members and those who just joined, we need to know that all of us belongs to the National Democratic Congress. So we can't just argue and fight for what I will get. When you don't know your people. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough. So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough.
And one more time.
So sometimes the reason the other side getting is because we're not saying who are the real NDC people who need to get, because we don't know one another enough.
Yeah, not the people who are in need, but who are the NDC people. Yeah, not the people who are in need. So you could be an NDC and you don't need, but you'll get. But if it's an NNP, crapo smoke you pipe. If you is an NNP supporter, crapo smoke your pipe. Yeah? Folks, we quickly running out of time. I won't be able to take any more calls tonight. But just to let you all know, folks, budget day is coming up. It's going to be on Friday. They're going to be delivering the budget. And then the members of the new National Party team, they will be speaking during the week next week. We will endeavor via Talking Points, via the Talking Points Facebook and YouTube page and the other new National Party pages. We will be broadcasting the presentations by our political leader and our chairman of our party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, and of course, the lady we all love, the Honorable Clarice Modest. So we're going to be broadcasting those, and then when it comes to the Senate, we'll also be broadcasting our three senators, Senator Dwight Horsford, and so on. We'll be broadcasting them as well. All right? So folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. But you all need to make sure that you remember that statement that has been made, because it is a statement that is going to guide. When you hear it talking about money under the budget now and borrowing how much money and how much money to put in here and there, know that if it's a supporter of the new National Party, the money ain't for you. But even if they think you are a member of the NDC, just remember when you go into the polling station on election day, look for where the house is, and know that if you're looking for a house, or you're inside a house, or you're born in a house, or you grow in a house, then the house is the only place to put your mark next to in support of the new National Party. The time will come, but we've got to do the work, and I continue to call on each and every one of you to become part of the process. Yes, we know that they're victimizing people. The Prime Minister just made it extremely clear that their intent is to institutionalize nepotism. And what comes along with that is victimization. He's made it absolutely crystal clear. Because what they don't want you to be coming out to NNP activities and that sort of thing. Are you going to live in fear, or are you going to support the Honorable Emlyn Pierre? Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you, and everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. And we want to, of course, my boy, Ren Rai, Blacker Dan, from all of us here at Talking Points, we want to congratulate him for the excellent job that he has done. The first ultimate soca monarch out of Trinidad and Tobago. Down there for the Trinidad Carnival. But if you had a chance again in the road match too, that's all the time we have, folks. I am out. Love each and every one of you. We're going to go out like this tonight.
See my ex with a new man. Feel like she new burn. We inside a session. Party kicking up bad. She put up, she 2-1. Winding back on the man. You think I gave a damn? You're mad. The day you leave me, the day you leave, I started to see my way. When you hurt me and went away, what I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The day you up and leave was a blessing. A blessing. I'm feeling so blessed. Oh gone. The day you up and leave us a blessing, a blessing. I'm feeling so blessed, oh yes. When you leave us a blessing, a blessing. My hands up high, I'm winding low. I'm glad you go. They can never happy before. My hands up high, I'm winding low. I'm glad you go. I don't want you no more, oh no. I don't want you no more. And I'm so glad that you're gone, girl. I'm so glad that you go. I want you to know.